Good morning, traders. Jefferson Fossey here with Walsh Trading. Happy Thursday, everyone. It is Thursday, October 9th. It's a couple ticks here after 7:45 here in the morning. Grain markets just finished their overnight trade and are paused here at the moment. Please keep in mind that futures trading does involve substantial amounts of risk. Certainly not suitable for all investors, traders, or producers. So let's take a look and see what happened here yesterday, what happened overnight, and what may happen here today. First off, starting off with December live cattle. $1.15 higher yesterday, 238.87. Higher highs, higher lows. We've had 4 days of pretty good, strong movement higher here. Finished today, didn't really get to test this trend line support today. I'd have that number right around that 239.60, 239.70 or so area. I don't see a problem with the market trying to break through that. It seems to have good upward momentum. 50-day moving average support held here over the last couple of weeks. And we still have less cattle and more people to feed. So I do think fat cattle prices are going to continue to trend higher. Here, feeders, same thing, 457 here yesterday. New contract highs, new contract high close, up at 368.82. Very strong gains. Feeders, that chart looks a lot better to my eye, or a lot more bullish anyway than the fats do. Very strong move up. Couldn't get a little bit setback here because we got the contract highs and because we were been so strong here. I don't think we'll get it today. It's possible. I think it's likely we might get a bit about a profit taken here on Friday, tomorrow, and see the market settle back here some. You do have support here against the previous contract high, which was 367.65. We finished 368.82. If the market does dip back a little bit, look to trade against Tuesday's highs rather, 365.17. There's a nice little shelf there right against those other highs that we had here in late August. Right up here in this 368.50, or excuse me, 363.50 or so range. But yeah, the feeders I do like from the long side. Lean hogs here down 7 yesterday, lower lows, lower highs, settling just underneath that 50-day moving average. Now we did finish up off the lows here, but that's not which is a positive sign, but I don't think it's extraordinarily bullish here just yet. I was kind of hoping the 50-day moving average support would hold. It has not so far. I mean, yesterday broke it, so it's not held. Look for maybe the 100-day at your next level here. That's 84.57 or so here as of yesterday's close. Also real close to trend line support there. Today I'd have that trend line right around 84.92. We'll call that 85 even. Short-term averages are on the sell side here on hogs, so we might see the market continue to work its way down. These corn sideways here in the overnight session, down 0.5 cent. Yesterday had a pretty decent day. It was up 2 1/4. Kind of struggling with that 100-day moving average here. That's been resistance here from we bumped into it here Tuesday, bumped into it Wednesday. Overnight here we got up to 423. That moving average is at 423 1/4. So that is giving us some resistance there. Short-term averages, if you can see that on the chart there, they did flip over to the buy side here with yesterday's trade. Seasonally, corn does tend to run higher this time of year. I wouldn't get too bullish on it. Maybe go up and fill this gap here, 432 3/4. I think that 200-day moving average at 439, 440 or so should offer resistance and a nice upside target. I don't see anything fundamentally here just yet. Tells me why we might get up over 450. So I think even if we do get a little bit bullish, that might cap the rally there. But yeah, seasonally, I do like corn from the long side. Harvest seems to be progressing well. Yields are coming in, and they took the top off the market, or off the top of the expectations here just a little bit. Doesn't seem to be a whole lot of storage available out there, and basis in a lot of areas is starting to suffer. There is not enough in the corn market, or in any of the grain markets, in my opinion, to warrant carrying and storing the market. So you'd probably be better off to sell the grain right off the cart if that's an option for you, and look to re-own it with some cheap and inexpensive calls. Call me for details if you need some ideas on that. Same thing applies for soybeans here. Beans had a nice day up yesterday. They were up 7.5, but this morning they're down about 5 3/4. Finding some resistance here. You've got the 200, the 100, the 50-day. That's the white, the purple, the green. They're all kind of clustered between this 10.29 level and 10.25 3/4. We're under all those here today. We're trading 5 3/4 lower here, 10.23 3/4. Didn't set new lows just yet, but yesterday's high was 10.30. Today's high, the overnight high, has been 10.30 here as well. So who knows? That might be a little bit of resistance right there. But short term, market's up. Seasonally, soybeans tend to head higher, not aggressively, but they do tend to head higher this time of year once harvest is about 30, 40, 50% done. Looking here at soy meal, it's down $0.50 here this morning. Yesterday it was up $1.10. Inside session here so far from the overnight trade. Did not go outside of yesterday's highs or lows. 10-day moving average giving a little bit of support, I think, here at 276.40. Should have dipped down. The overnight finished here 277.50, down about 50 cents. Seasonally, soy meal does rally, and out of all the grains here, it tends to rally the most, I think, at least to my eye. May want to consider some very cheap $300 calls here in soy meal. That might be something to consider there. They're awfully cheap. We got, 43, 44 days or so till those expire, and they're not a whole lot of money. So give us a call and see if that's something that might work out well for you. December soybean oils, 27 lower here this morning. Yesterday it was up 44, so we're kind of backing and filling a little bit in the overnight session. Higher highs, higher lows. The momentum is still there. Stochastics getting into that overbought category or territory here, or close to it. We're at 85 and 84 respectively there. One bearish thing here, I don't like the fact that the 50 and the 100 days are kind of crossing over right there. That is a bearish signal usually, but seasonally, bean oil does tend to bounce, although not as aggressively as soy meal does this time of year. Wheat market up 4 cents here in the overnight trade. Yesterday posted a doji, an equilibrium day. Opened at 507, closed 507 1/4. It was only up half a cent. This morning we're getting a little bit of buying interest. I do like that. We've had that would, if we can hold this throughout the day, this would be the second kind of bullish thing. We had a spike low here last Wednesday. Didn't quite get as low here this Wednesday, but the market seems reluctant to go down a whole lot further at the moment. Nothing to be really bullish about just yet. Stochastics starting to hook up a little bit, but the wheat market continues to grind. Trend is still down here. KC wheat's up 3 1/4 here, 496.5. Yesterday had a little bit of an up day, up 1 1/4, starting to hook itself up a little bit. Hasn't changed any trend or anything like that. Downtrend is still firmly intact. Stochastics are hooking a little bit higher, indicating we might get a little bit of short cover and bounce in there. Keep an eye on this, and although the world fundamental wheat situation is not extraordinarily bullish, in my estimation here. The only other markets that I've got new signals in here today, well, let me touch on these a couple here before I switch to those. Gold is down $2 here, $2.20 lower. New contract highs zoomed up yesterday, 66.10, higher on the day. Record high close, 4,070 and 50 cents an ounce. Gold market, silver market, copper market all look to be in extraordinarily bullish trends right now. I think you just buy those on dips right now. Gold is back to unchanged. It was down pretty significantly here earlier this morning, and in the overnight session got down to 4,019. Right now we're 4,069. Silver's up 41 cents, was also weaker here overnight, setting new highs. Look to buy dips in both gold and silver in my estimation. Copper's jumping on that here today. It's been trending higher here for the last couple of weeks, but today it's up 13.5 cents, trading just shy of 523. I do like those markets from the long side. New signals I've got today, the bond market's flipping over to the sell side, both the 30-year and the 10-year notes. 5-10-day moving averages are crossing over there. That might be a signal I might choose to ignore, because there is a Fed meeting here at the end of the month, the 28th to 29th, and market does expect a quarter-point interest rate cut to come out of that. If that is the case, bond prices should rally, in my estimation. I do appreciate you guys listening. Have a great day trading. I will talk to you